We also going live on that?
Going live everywhere. We're live everywhere.
Wait, how are you live?
We're live.
How are you live? Wait, right now they can see
right
us?
now.
Hey guys, I don't know what's happening. So
You have your TikTok up and running, so I set mine up and running, and
right, but what about that vertical? Is that
we're not using that. It's not working right.
Okay.
It's being stupid today.
Okay. I don't know what's happening anymore.
All right, let's turn off the background music.
Okay.
There's definitely still a delay. Oh, Twitch is up.
Twitch is up.
There we go. All the stuff is running.
I'm not ready with anything. I'm over here dilly-dallying, chatting with my friends on TikTok.
Oh, we got a super chat already.
Already?
Liberty said, finally been able to catch a live as I just finished a 13-hour shift.
Ooh, I hope you enjoy this downtime.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm glad you're here.
So for everybody that's joining on my TikTok live, we are live on YouTube. We're going to be reading some emails. If you want to hear both sides of the conversation, I would recommend going over there. This is going to be a complete clusterfuck for me.
Do you want to switch sides? Because I'm good with screens all over the place.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
But no, I'm situated.
Okay. Are you good?
Yep.
Do you want to deep breath it real quick? No?
No, I am going to continue to eat my club crackers, though. Fun fact for everyone who doesn't know, these are my favorite crackers.
Oh, those are really good crackers. He got our son onto those crackers. He used to be a Ritz kid, and now he's onto the club crackers.
Let's jump into some emails.
Okay.
Let's read some really drama-filled Jerry Springer shit today.
I was going to call them a series of unfortunate events.
Cool, we'll do that too.
So this one is titled, hang on. Can I hit my vape, everybody? Get your vapes real quick.
Better use your fan or you'll get...
I know. Oh, look at that. The one I've been looking for. I'm really working on my vibrato. So now I'm also trying to get used to like getting my voice out there. So when I'm looking for something, I'm trying to like do the voice thing. Did you just hear what I did with it? Yeah. I'm talking about it because I'm anxious now.
Oh.
I don't sing in front of people.
People here are loving your hair.
Thank you guys. People on TikTok are digging it too.
Good.
I was super anxious about it. I've had black hair before. But I've had the split dye for, gosh, what, like 4 years?
Do we have any of our mods in our To Be Better TikTok?
Hey, Kim, if you're still in this chat, would you mind heading over to the To Be Better one? We need some lives over in the To Be Better chat, guys, on TikTok.
Guys, if you're watching me on the To Be Better TikTok, you're not going to be able to see Peaches. I'm running it through my phone because the OBS system's not working the way it's supposed to, and I'm still trying to navigate all of this. So if you guys want to see her and I, then go to YouTube. To Be Better on YouTube.
Oh, you guys are missing my glasses? Better.
Let's do some emails, babe.
I know, I'm still.
You were supposed to be ready by now.
I know, I'm not. I'm not.
You're holding us up, woman. The people are waiting.
The people are here for this. This is what they came for.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Okay. Why my marriage ended. So, I'm 23, and I've been married for 5 years to my now ex. In the same week I turned 18, we got married. Every time it came up with our families, we kept getting the cold shoulder and being told it wouldn't last. I was so in love with him. All I ever wanted was to be his best friend and take care of him. When I found out I was pregnant, he wanted me to get an abortion because we were young, and he was just fresh out of basic training. We didn't have anything going for us, but the moment we saw the ultrasound, he wanted to be a dad. So I had his son, and a few years later, I had his daughter. During this time, it was rough because he took a conversation we had jokingly about me selling feet pics as an excuse to have an intimate conversation with another girl over Facebook. During this time, it was rough because he took a conversation we had jokingly about me selling feet pics as an excuse to have an intimate conversation with another girl over Facebook and told her intimate things about me and what I liked in bed.
I'm not going to lie. I missed all of that. I'm over here being a nerd. I got screens and cameras and I know you were reading, but like I took my phone off and was showing everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's super chats and
You're just a deer in headlights.
Well, yeah, there's a lot going on right now. And this
Okay.
is fun for me. We have 19 people watching on Twitch and that's super fucking exciting.
Oh, hell yeah. We got 19 people on Twitch. That's
Yeah.
more than I thought we would get.
Yeah, right.
That is so neat.
I thought it was going to be Laura in there sitting by herself doing absolutely nothing.
Hi, Twitch. That's awesome. So, recap of that paragraph. They had from her perspective, a jokingly conversation about her selling feet pics, which we all know is a sexual gratifying thing for men,
Yeah,
and
but
women, but
It's a joke.
right,
So we've joked about having an OnlyFans.
right,
We'd be rich,
right.
but we have self-respect, so that'll never happen. Actually,
really would be.
we should just do boudoir photography that is totally covered
Okay.
and just put that on OnlyFans. It'd be like selling art because, you're banging.
I just wanted to be super sexy, but I got super nervous.
That's funny. Oh, man, look at all the subscribers.
Oh my gosh.
Is that showing up over there? It is. Okay, this is a lot. I feel like I'm in a fucking spaceship right now.
Okay.
We just got 10 subscribers in a row. Bap, 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 bap. Love that shit.
I want to do boudoir photography with you.
Yeah. Well, I reached out to a couple people last night and then this morning as well.
I want to do like scenarios and shit, not just like
Right.
us in a bathtub. I want to do like some like sci-fi fucking really cool stuff.
What does boudoir sci-fi look like to you? Sci-fi boudoir. Are you going to get like an alien costume on and we're going to make it really weird? There's always time for lube.
No, I guess sci-fi wasn't the way to go with that. I was thinking of more like Paris catacombs.
Oh, okay. I want to do dark stuff too. Yeah.
Sci-fi wasn't the term.
No, it was not.
It was not, no. Now I'm just thinking of that pig from
Macabre.
Sing 2 who dressed up like a robot and all he does is beep boop noises.
Yeah.
That's not the boudoir we want. Okay, so the rest of that paragraph was he used that conversation as an excuse to go talk to another girl over Facebook about their intimate time and what she liked in bed.
Right.
He convinced me it wasn't cheating because he doesn't know her and it wasn't in person. Absolutely unacceptable. This isn't fun when you're not engaged.
I'm I am engaged.
You're not.
I am. I'm engaged with all of this.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. We have mods. They're doing their jobs. I was just trying to help.
Okay. Do you have any opinion on any of that?
I don't think that there's anything wrong with joking about selling your feet pictures.
Right, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, did I miss that last part too?
So he used that conversation as an excuse to go talk to a random woman on Facebook about their sexy time. And he started telling this random woman all of the things that his girl likes in bed.
No, so he went and did that anyways, and then just used the feet as an excuse to do it.
Right.
Right. It's not the same thing.
Okay.
He was going to do that shit one way or another, and just, well, you talked about selling pictures of your feet, so I didn't see anything wrong with talking about
All of these
our
other
playtime.
things. Yeah.
Right.
And he convinced her. He convinced me. He didn't convince you. You allowed yourself to be persuaded
Right.
that it wasn't cheating because he didn't know her and it wasn't in person. Yeah. So like what you were just chatting with ChatGPT, AI, even then I would still have an issue with that because you are creating a scenario that doesn't involve me.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And I do view that as cheating.
Yep. Back into the email. I am seeing like 14-year-old Chris being super excited about shit right now.
Everything's working.
You're very giddy and I'm here for it.
I was so pissed last week when it didn't
I
work.
know. This is all he's been researching, guys. He has spent probably the last 48, 72 hours researching how to get all this figured out because it didn't work on Sunday. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm super stoked that you figured it out, babe.
Me too. Cheyenne in the chat said, doesn't matter if you know them or not. I agree.
Yep. I have a lot of trauma from my childhood, have been living with PTSD and depression, which I know now I was only using it as an excuse to cave into his behavior and think it was okay. For years, he kept photos of girls my age and girls I went to school with on his phone. In 5 years, he never posted me on social media or our children. Oh, they got kids. Yeah, that's right. She did say that they got pregnant twice. I was working 2 jobs and I'm currently going to school full time. I was exhausted and still not able to get us to the point where we can just breathe and relax. Okay, so that whole sentence is a problem. It should in the ideal situation, when I'm exhausted, my husband's exhausted because we are both, I don't want to say grinding because we're not running ourselves into the ground, but we keep ourselves occupied.
Right.
We might sit down for 30 or 45 minutes at a time and then we are right back up. Maybe we ate and we're getting shit done. And it's never ending.
I turned my TikTok live off.
Why?
Because it was just staring at me and I didn't like it.
I understand. Were there people in it? Mm-hmm. You just turned off. Okay. The big point in that for me, though, is that we are not able to get us to the point where we can just breathe and relax. There should not... I'm like short-circuiting because it doesn't make sense to me that there's only one person working their ass off to get to a joined aspired goal.
Right.
I don't relax when you don't relax. You're on the computer all day yesterday.
I worked from 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday morning until 11:30 last night.
11:30 last night, yeah.
With no break.
Yeah. And I felt uncomfortable sitting on the couch without you. Like I was
sometimes though.
Oh, I know. Like I found other things to do. I busied myself with whatnot.
Yep.
I don't know.
Do you feel the same way about women who are working in the home and the men are sitting around on the couch not doing shit? If they have a regular strenuous job?
If she's not getting breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, if he comes home and say he needs like 30 minutes of decompression time in a shower, if after that decompression time, the woman or the stay-at-home man then does not get that same decompression time.
Right.
Yeah, I still view that as one person doing the most out of that. Why'd you ask?
Because
ask?
somebody else was going to.
Okay.
Devil's advocate, because it's a lot better coming from me than coming from a troll.
Yeah. I told him about a position I was interested in and what my hours would be, and he just went off on me. He called me a piece of shit mom, told me how awful I was, and I left. So there was no escalation at all.
There was a lot of escalation. It just didn't get to
Right.
that point. This is an underlying thing that's been happening.
Yeah, this is 100% like, oh, I hate that I said like. Unresolved issues that have just been building up to resentment. A little background, he can't keep a job for more than a few months. All he wants to do is smoke weed and play video games. So I let him do that. I see now I should have communicated my feelings, but it just got to the point where I felt like I wasn't enough. So I'm going to say something, and this might hurt a lot of feelings. This person put themselves in a cycle of their own making.
Absolutely. She trained him as to what was okay and what was not okay.
100%. He went, this is what I want to do with my life. So I let him do that. There was no pushback. There was no expectations. There was no, this is not where I want my life to be in 5 years. And it got to the point where I felt like I wasn't enough. Mm-hmm. Because in the beginning, you let him do whatever he wanted, and you did not voice what you wanted.
This entire thing comes down to setting boundaries up front.
100%.
Hey, I'm willing to do a lot, but I'm not willing to do everything. Right.
Yeah. Back into the email?
Yep.
We stopped having sex months before I left. I lost all attraction to him. I realized when he told me my Mother's Day gift was going to be able to sleep, I just worked graveyard and had to get up and go to work again, that I didn't even like him anymore.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Did you ever really like him, though? Was he just there filling your attention void and validating you, and was he just there? Because if this is how he has been since the beginning...
Well, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse since the beginning.
Right.
It started with the whole, online cheating shit. But then it got to the point where he's not working, not doing shit, just playing video games.
No, that's how it's been. That's how it's been.
The entire time?
From what I'm gathering,
No.
yes. That whole cheating thing was just like a one instance.
Yeah, I don't know then.
Okay. Back into the email.
I wouldn't allow somebody to ever mooch like that.
Oh, no.
It doesn't matter male or female. Like,
Yeah.
even when you were doing the stay-at-home wife, traditional wife thing, and you were not working in any fashion, you still did shit.
Yeah.
You would plan life events and like you did things around my schedule. You never just sat at home and played Call of Duty all day.
Oh, the house was spotless.
Right. Or you
I
would be
miss those
cooking
times.
or like planning groceries and like you were still carrying your weight. Mm-hmm. If you're a stay-at-home in any fashion and you don't do shit but play video games, you're not a stay-at-home. You're a fucking mooch.
You're dependent.
Right. It's not a team at that point.
Yep. Back into the email.
Mm-hmm.
On my birthday, I was criticized for not being around, for the house being a mess. Whenever I'd feel like breaking down, he would make me feel like I was a stain, like I was inconveniencing him by being around, so I just stopped. On my daughter's birthday, he told me how much he hates me and wishes he never met me. At this point, I left and moved into an adult group home because it's all I can afford. I'm still giving him all my money, even now that I'm not working. All the money I make from my side jobs go to him.
Why?
Why? Okay. I told him recently how I didn't want to do this with him anymore, and he started posting on Facebook how I abandoned him and my children. Yeah, that's a manipulation tactic to get you back in line to continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I see my kids over FaceTime every night to read them a story and see how their day went. Every
So
time.
she's giving money for the kids
I don't know.
because she left and he's got the kids. If she's seeing the kids every night over FaceTime, she doesn't have the kids. Mm-hmm. She's left and left the kids there. So her leaving money at that point does make sense because she's contributing to the
Yeah.
welfare of the children. But The whole, going to social media and talking shit and painting her to be a bad person, like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
It's social media.
And
like,
if anybody puts stock in that, do you really want them in your circle anyway?
right. Yep.
Every time I'm able, I go see them and spend time with them and clean up their room. He still doesn't have a job, and honestly, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm being stretched way too thin. I don't have time for friends. I don't see my family anymore. I'm busting my ass to make sure my kids have a roof over their heads and working on my degree. Any advice would be taken with the utmost appreciation. I would reach out to my family. I would reach out to my mom. I would reach out to my sister, grandma, cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever I can get in contact with. And like, look, I'm in a really bad situation and now my kids are in this bad situation.
Yep.
And I need help.
Yeah, she absolutely needs a support system. I would reach out to churches in your local area and see if there's any way that you can get assistance that way as well.
Yep.
That's a rough situation. You know what I mean? And this comes down to isolating. This comes down to a lot in the lonely conversations that we've been having lately. Mm-hmm. Who do you have? Everyone that's watching right now, who do you have that you could call at 3 o'clock in the morning that would actually answer the phone if you were in an emergency? That would answer the phone and come through. Like, show the fuck up at 3 o'clock in the morning while you've got an emergency. I'm willing to bet you have less than 2 if you have any at all. As we have become more technologically savvy and more dependent on our phones and relationships have dwindled from in person to clicking a like button, we have isolated ourselves so much that having that community is gone. Mm-hmm. And it's made us weak. It's made us fucking weak. Like, I honestly don't think I have a single person that I could call at 3 o'clock in the morning that's local to us that would be there. I know for a fact I got people in Discord that would answer the phone in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
But locally,
they're all out of state.
Right.
You know, I can think of people out of state that I can call at 3 o'clock in the morning and they'll answer.
Yep.
In an emergency situation, they are not going to be there in time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what that's for, but somebody just in parentheses wrote she took care of her daughter all day. I don't know what the relevance of that is. As the chat's moving pretty quick. Was that the end of that email?
That was it, yeah.
Girl, you need to get help. You need to find a community of people that are going to be there for you, and you need to get away from this dude.
You need to get those kids out of that situation.
Yep.
Yep. Next email?
Yeah, let's get a better one because that was very hard to. That felt like a trauma dump.
This one is titled Open Relationship. Hello. Please bear with me as English is not my first language. In August of 2022, I went to a summer camp.
We have 58 people watching on Twitch. I know.
Oh my God. Hi, Twitch. I am so stoked. Twitch was one of those realms that I never thought that I would ever venture into.
Well, we're doing it.
And now we have 58 people watching.
I know.
That's neat. We have 1.2 thousand on TikTok.
475 on YouTube.
Thank you guys for being here. This is so neat. This is so much fun. We have so many people around us right now.
I know. I need to double check real quick to make sure that there is somebody catching super chats.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Can I
Yep, you can
jump
go
back into reading? Okay. I went to a summer camp for young activists where I met, as I thought, the man of my life. We bonded real quick as our personalities seemed to be quite similar, the same as our sense of humor. We discussed we have platonic feelings with each other, as he identifies as a homosexual. Everything was fine. Oh, hang on. She said the man of my life
is gay.
Okay, let's continue. See where this goes.
I hear that as, I know it would be a really bad idea to slam my dick in a car door, but fuck it, let's go.
Let's see what happens.
Right, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, get your dick broke.
What the fuck is wrong
Same thing
with
with your heart. I don't know. But let's see where it goes. Let's find out. Everything was fine. What do you mean everything was fine? So we were friends at this point?
Yeah, I'm thinking they're platonic friends at this point.
Okay, we're platonic friends. Okay. Everything was fine. After the camp, we went back home to our cities, so our relationship became distant 450 kilometers.
Okay.
I don't know what that is in miles. I know that's a long time, though. Well, a lot of distance. Luckily, every month or so, we managed to see each other. And with every meeting, our relationship deepened. We started doing romantic things such as holding hands, cuddling, and smooching.
So he wasn't gay.
We started making plans about moving out in a year after we finished studies. Okay. To rationalize that to yourself is just straight hopium. This man told you he's gay.
Well, he's clearly not if he's kissing her.
Right.
Unless it's just like a cheek kiss.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't either. They didn't.
I mean,
didn't
friends do
specify.
that. The cheek kisses and hold hands and whatnot. I mean, female friends do that.
Okay.
And I've seen gay friends.
I'm just saying I'm not holding any of my male friends' hands unless
No, I
like they're
know.
wounded. And I'm like, stay with me.
I bet Anthony would hold my hand and skip with me. And
I'm
frolic.
sure he would.
Right. So, like, it is a thing. But she did say romantic, like smooching. So I guess there's a romantic undertone to these things. I don't know. I would never kiss a man who's told me he's a homosexual. Like, you've made that boundary for yourself. Now, if you want to have a conversation about experimentation, I'll have the conversation with you. I'm not the one, but
What if he did this solely to get close to her?
I've talked about that.
I know.
We talked about that with Anthony, yeah.
know. It
Guys who
happens.
pretend to be gay to get close to women, yeah. That could be the case, too. I would expect me to hurt my own feelings if I went through with that. Because, like, you already have the information and things are just happening with no conversation. I would 100% prepare myself for this not to be a thing. And at one point, this is going to end. This is not going to be the rest of my life.
Right.
Right. Okay. 3 months after we met, at our common friend's birthday party, drunk, he announced we are in a relationship, which made me shocked, but also happy.
I didn't just ask. He just told you. Okay.
Right. So, like, is this all just happening? And
She's just rolling with it?
she's a passenger in this car. She's not even given directions. Okay. All right. I get the vibe. You gonna say something?
The least you can do is be MapQuest, bitch. Come on.
I hated being the MapQuest person. I hated it. If we missed the exit and I'm holding that paper, oh, shouting, "What mile marker did we just pass?" That anxiety is an anxiety that will never be known to today's generations.
I would just like to point out that the $20 super chat on YouTube, the orange bubble matches my hoodie.
Oh, it does. That's neat. Okay. Is my sound still okay?
Yeah, you're good. Oh,
I
your
adjusted.
microphone needs Cialis.
This happens to every microphone I touch.
That's because you don't stop fucking with it.
Because I move
Have you
and
ever
I
seen my
shift.
microphone fall repeatedly?
No, because you don't move the way that
That's
I move.
because I don't touch my microphone.
Right, but I adjust.
No.
And if I sit back like
you are
this-
constantly doing this shit.
Because I move. When I sit back like this, I can guarantee that's not the same sound quality as me sitting upright like this when I'm talking into
So when
it.
you talk, sit up, and when you don't, sit back.
Right, but if I want to sit back because my back is
Lean
hurting, I
back.
have to move the microphone.
Lean back. It's the rock away.
I'm going to do as you suggested. And when you go, babe, we can't hear you in the microphone, I'm just going to go,
You know what I need to do is bring one of those little table stands like they have on the Whatever podcast so
Oh,
you can just move the
yeah.
stand around. I bought them. They're at the house.
smart. Were those for the travel case?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, travel kit's ready to go. I just got to build it now. Excited.
I'm excited. I want to sit in the desert and do a podcast.
I mean, we might be able to. Sabrina, it was removed. The 420 mile markers have been removed. They now say 419.9.
Stupid.
Fucking Florida man. All right.
I had a hard time understanding how a homosexual man can be in a relationship with a woman, and most of my friends didn't get that too. But he claimed he's tired of society's rules and doesn't want to label himself. You guys, here's the thing with not labeling yourself. You are confusing everybody else in your life, along with the person that is trying to be in a committed relationship with you. If you don't understand what you are, how is the person committing themselves to you supposed to understand what they are getting themselves into?
Right.
If somebody hit me with, I am tired of society's rules and I'm not going to label myself, well, okay, you're clearly trying to figure yourself out. I don't know where I stand with you, and I'm uncomfortable with all of this. Yeah.
Sounds to me like he was not actually gay,
Yeah.
and he used that as an opportunity to get close to her.
Played the long con, and now it's coming back in.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. 6 months into our relationship, I tried to have some talks, set the rules, discuss what we feel comfortable with, what we consider cheating, etc. Because I experienced moments of big jealousy, knowing he still uses Tinder and Grindr and keeps flirting with other guys, which didn't make me feel safe and secure in this relationship.
Well, you got with the gay guy.
Right.
So you did that to yourself.
And there was never a conversation of us being in a relationship. He just announced drunk. I would be so embarrassed.
I can see why this ended up in the folder it did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was torn in between because on one hand, he kept telling me that he loves me and I'm the best thing that has ever happened to him. And on the other hand, every time I wanted to talk about my feelings, he was not really understanding. I just keep going back to, you're in a relationship with a gay man.
I got nothing on this.
I don't either. Like,
you did it to yourself.
There is nothing, like, if you are expecting certain things like heterosexual monogamy, you should be with a heterosexual man.
Or have a discussion about monogamy. Because even if he's a bisexual man and you are with him and you guys are in a relationship, he shouldn't be on dating sites.
Yeah, true.
Sounds to me like you got a shitty man.
Yeah.
A very confused, shitty man.
He was getting angry and annoyed, telling me I'm too sensitive and he needs to treat me as an egg, which is super tiring for him. For the past 8 months.
What does that even mean?
I don't, because eggs are fragile. They're really not, though. Like, they're designed. I learned this yesterday watching a science video with my daughter at bedtime. An egg is naturally designed to distribute weight, so it can hold up a massive amount.
Right, if it's sitting a certain way.
Right.
Right, it's domed.
Right. So, are you trying to insult me or are you trying to compliment me? Like, what are we doing here? That would have been my response to calling me an egg. Why are you just looking at me like that?
Because I'm trying to keep this PG-13.
Do we have 13-year-olds?
No, but I'm also not trying to get kicked off of anything.
Gotcha.
We're new here.
Oh, yeah, we are. We are new on Twitch. We have to play by the rules until we can bend them.
I just don't think that equating a woman to an egg is the right statement to make. Because I know how unfragile you are.
Me? What do you mean unfragile? I need an elaboration on that.
Not for YouTube. Bedroom talk is not for social media, babe.
I feel like a Viking now.
My little shield maiden.
I loved that, and that just made me a little emotional. My mind. Thank you. It makes me feel good when you think I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an excellent analogy. Oh, Twitch for the win. Oh, no, that was YouTube.
That was YouTube, yeah.
I have the main chat on this screen for YouTube, and I have the combined chat over here.
I know. I see the combined chat.
Okay.
I had to differentiate the Twitch symbol from the YouTube symbol. Okay, back into the email. For the past 8 months, these talks gave me 2 panic attacks, and sometimes during confrontation, I feel so stressed that I can't eat unless I process everything. Excuse me. Some time ago, he kissed me at a party for the first time, drunk. That would have been it for me. I knew it. I knew it would have been a drunk first kiss. That's when you take a step back and go, no, like, you told me you are a gay man. You are intoxicated right now. We are not doing this. That's the stance you take.
Yep.
That irritates me so much because we hear all the time of men taking advantage of drunk women because they're in an inebriated state, and the woman will try to have sex and all of these kinds of things, and the next morning, well, I don't remember having sex, you raped me. We don't play these games.
Right. Yep. Drunk mind speaks heart's truth. I need you to understand egg is slang.
Egg is slang.
Slang for what? We should make you a shirt that says "Lady in the street, shield maiden in the sheets." That's what I was smirking at a minute ago.
I would
wasn't
wear the
sure.
shit out of that.
I know you would. We so I came to agreement today with Garrett.
Okay.
So we are going to have a separate clothing line through his company.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I feel fancy like conservative aunt now.
Someone who doesn't know they're trans yet. Is that what the slang is?
What?
B-dubs is correct. Wait, what?
I need you to understand that egg is slang for someone who might be trans.
Egg is slang for somebody who doesn't know they're trans yet. Well, if they're not actually identifying as trans or they're not that, then...
Are you assuming?
Yeah. Don't you fucking put your pronoun labels on me, Ricky Bobby. Did you just assume my potential assumed gender?
Yeah. Because they haven't hatched yet.
Oh my God. I don't want to live on this fucking planet anymore.
It's so crazy to see how human beings interact and come up with things. That's so psychologically intriguing to me. That must be Twitch people. I'm so sorry. No way. Is that a known thing on
people
Twitch?
Telling us that shit.
Stop it.
I don't know if I can make it work. Oh, no, I can't. I looked that up. There's not a way for us to make it so that we can combine the chats for everyone to see.
You can tell it's us, can't you? Us Twitch people. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yes, in my opinion, it's an offensive slang term. Wild. People put weight on words. It's so crazy to me.
I love when Chris compliments Peaches. The first thing I do is look at her face, and that makes me smile for her. You can tell that they love each other, that the love they have for each other is so deep. I don't want to partake in Twitch conversation anymore. I feel like I've been violated. I don't even know all that.
I feel like someone just licked my ear or something.
Yeah, you Twitch fuckers are heathens. You need Jesus.
That's wild. Absolutely crazy. Somebody could walk up to me, a random stranger in public, and call me the most foulest thing and be like, homie, are you okay?
I have to Google that. Hang on. I need to know if I need to be offended right now.
Can you elaborate on your insult so I can understand if my feelings need to be hurt?
That's funny.
I'm having so much fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
This is great. I enjoy, this is a good interaction. All right. I never initiated. So back. He kissed her for the first time while they were drunk. I never initiated it before because he said he's not sure he wants to do it, as it could make the situation between us awkward.
It's already fucking awkward, bro. You got drunk and announced to everyone that you're in a relationship with a fucking straight chick and you're gay.
Then, at the same party, he made out with a random girl too.
So he's a whore. Got it.
Yes. When I confronted him about it, he announced that we are in an open relationship, so it shouldn't matter.
See, this is what happens when you don't have a discussion about your relationship and you just let someone tell you you're in one.
Right. I was clearly upset, felt jealous, but for a long time had the mindset that I'm either getting this amount of love he offers me or I'm not getting it at all. Okay, so you went from being somebody who was clearly interested in men because you said this is the man of your life to being drunkenly kissed by a gay man to, unbeknownst to you, to a random announcement at another party with him being drunk that you guys are now in a relationship. And every conversation to set up structure within this relationship is shut down. And now all of a sudden you're in an open relationship and you're like, all right, dope, I'm still getting love from him. So this works for me, even though I'm miserable. So there's a love depravity there.
There's a whole lot of fucking mental illness here is what there is.
Okay.
I got to be honest. This is the second email that we've read today and another one that I've gotten no advice for. Would you ever just let somebody walk up to you and be like, yo, we're in a fucking relationship now?
No.
And you'd be like, okay, cool. Ha!
No, I also wouldn't just let
Neat.
people kiss me.
Right.
Especially if they have already made it very well known to me that they are not of my sexual preference.
Yeah.
I feel like she's allowing someone to take advantage of her.
Yeah. And they're not even, like, they don't even live near each other. Or at least they weren't. They were only seeing each other on a monthly basis. Oh, $50 super chat.
$50 super chat.
Excuse me. Julie Rock said, wait a damn minute. We have gone from gay to bi to poly to being an egg and now in an open relationship. I need a drink and it's only 10:30 a.m. Sheesh. That's how I read. That's how I read that when I skimmed it.
Sheesh. Wasn't that a thing? I feel like that was a thing.
I don't know.
A lot of people just going around going, sheesh. Yeah, someone else did it. Yep. I feel like TikTok would know.
Before you pick that up, we got a question from somebody named Joy who said, I'm 51 and my boyfriend is 32. What is y'all's outlook on age gaps? I'm scared, but he tells me to just relax. We have an age gap.
We do have an age gap.
And it works real well for us.
Do you want to talk about some of the downsides to the age gap?
We can. We can do that after. Is that email over?
It's almost
can it
over.
be over?
Yeah.
Because I'm not enjoying this.
Yes, it can be over.
Yeah, let's talk about the downsides of the age gap because
Okay.
there is concerns with that. And I'll let you start that off.
So one thing that I have processed and still am actively processing is that one day, more than likely, my husband will be gone before I am. So I have thought about what that looks like for me. What am I going to have to do the day that it happens? What am I going to have to do the days following that it happens? What am I going to do to pick up the pieces of my life?
Amy just texted me and told me to tell you that you look gorgeous in that dress.
Oh, thank you, Amy.
So yeah, that's definitely a big one. There's, in terms of age gap too, you're going to have to realize that your person is going to be older before you're old.
Right.
Right. So like with us, we have a 10 years ish, and I'm going to be old and decrepit before you are. So when the kids are all grown up and moving on to college and living life and we're ready to go and explore and do shit, I'm going to be old and tired. You're not. So unless, they're able to somehow keep us younger longer at that point, because we have, I guess, 20 years before that becomes a thing, and medical technology is definitely a thing there. But that's when it comes down to, you have to determine, do you want to worry about the last years of your life, or do you want to enjoy your life while you have it? And that's, to me, like, I don't want to miss out on a great 20 years because I might have a bad 10.
Right.
I'm gonna have those bad 10 years when I'm old anyways. At least I'll have somebody to crack jokes and laugh at my farts and, push me around in my wheelchair. Like,
I'm going to sit on your lap in that wheelchair.
we'll stunt that bitch. Put a powered battery on it and a throttle.
Yep.
Mad Max shit in wheelchairs.
We can get you big ass tires and shit too. Lift
Yeah.
it. Get you some mud-in tires for your wheelchair.
Yep. I think that when it comes down to it, if they're both consenting adults, the age gap thing only matters if there's an undeveloped brain or in a manipulative situation.
Right.
And I don't think that every age gap relationship has that. I think that there are people out there that connect with people on different levels, and that matters a lot more than, you being 50 and him being 32.
Right.
So,
I agree with that.
all right, let's do another email.
Oh, I closed it all out. How long are we going on for? I know you have a thing.
I have to be on someone's podcast at 1:30.
Okay.
So I have at least another hour if you wanted to stay on. We've only been on for 40 minutes.
Okay, I need to crack my back. My back is in so much pain.
Julie said, we actually had that discussion, and it is exactly what I said. I want to enjoy our life now. I could be killed in a car wreck and go before him, even though he is older. We've talked about that too. We have actually talked about that too. There's no guarantee that that's going to be the case. The only guarantee that I think that we have in life is that if I live to be 70 or 80 years old, I will likely be in a wheelchair because of my back. Likely. But I also know that the technology that I was waiting for the back surgery because they can fill your discs back up is now viable and it's being done. I just want to give it a little bit more time to make sure there's not any kind of weird
kinks in the hose.
Right. And then I'll go get that surgery. But, you know, Heather asked how your ankle is.
My ankle, it's healing. It's definitely still unstable. The other night I rolled over and I rolled my ankle and I couldn't move my foot for like 3 or 4 hours. It sucks. It hurts. Yeah. I cannot wait to be fully healed. I want to ride dirt bikes and I want to go line dancing and I want to run. Yeah.
While you look for the next email, I'm going to answer a question, then I'm going to run through some supers.
Okay.
Amanda Nicole said, "Oh dang, who's pod? I'll be on the Force of Focus podcast. I don't know when it's going to drop, but we're recording it today, and then tomorrow night we'll be on the Older Millennials podcast. And I don't know when he's going to drop that either. And then for super chats, we have Jasmine Claywell sent $9.99 with no text. Christine sent $1.99. Angelica Lee $4.99. Isabel Sturgis said, "Good morning, y'all. I just wanted to say hi, and I hope you guys are doing/feeling amazing. We are. Thank you."
Who said that?
Isabella Sturgis.
Isabella Sturgis. Okay.
Angelica Lee for $4.99. Okay, trying again. Love you guys. Been a long time creepy bumblebee. I just want to say you helped my communication with my husband, and I am so grateful. Love that.
I am here for the creepy bumblebee. For those of you who did not know, I have started a segment called the Cemetery segment with Lauren the Mortician. So we just did an episode the other night where we talked about the Paris catacombs. Someone submitted an email. I can't recall who it was.
That goes live tomorrow night on Patreon.
It goes live tomorrow night on Patreon. That catacomb story, I had chills. I was giving myself anxiety.
It was fun. It was fun to edit.
It was fun. We were drinking wine during it. It was a lot of fun. A lot of spooky talk, a lot of death talk. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely check out the Patreon. We will also be doing same segment, just not called the Cemetery segment, on her Patreon. So it's going to be like a two-parter. Yeah. So if you wanted both parts, I would highly recommend checking out her Patreon as well.
I would also like to just plug the check-ins. So Angelica, if we've actually helped you with your communication, we highly recommend the check-ins. You can get the PDF for free off of our website. We plan on updating that at some point this year. Okay. D said, "Just wanted to say I appreciate you for all that you guys do. Much love, support, and respect." Thank you for supporting us, guys.
Yes,
it really, truly means a lot.
Before you continue, I just saw someone say, I saw people trying to cancel Lauren the Mortician. People have tried to cancel us.
Yeah, they have. They try to cancel everybody. Nobody likes to see somebody do something. And that's the enemy, right? Nobody wants to see somebody living a better life. And if you get a friend group and somebody in the friend group starts doing well, the friend group tends to hate on them for it. Mm-hmm. Tiana Rogers said, "Love watching you guys. Thank you for the unsolicited advice that fucking works." Love that.
It's solicited advice.
Yeah, well, not for the people who are just listening, though.
Oh, yeah, for you guys just listening, it's unsolicited. But people emailing us 100% solicit our advice.
Yeah. Peyton said, "Me and my husband are going to Colorado Springs in January for our honeymoon. Can't wait to see the growth by then. Thank you for, and thanks to y'all and show y'all pics." I have such a hard time reading y'all.
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 I hit our kids with y'all last night, and they looked at me and said, "Did you just say you all?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "You just understood." What is it? Like it's not a conjunction. It is a conjoining of two words. What is it?
I don't know.
You guys know. Tell me, TikTok.
Haley said, "I'm about to be 21 and my boyfriend is 25. We met 4 years ago. We get hate, but look at us thriving." Well, that's because your boyfriend was dating somebody who was underage, and I can see why he would get the hate. Now, if you were to start dating today, there would have been no hate. And it's really weird because when you think about it, if somebody that's over 18 dates somebody who's 17 and 360 days, it's still frowned upon. But if they're 18 in 1 day, it's okay. Sabrina said, "Any update on the Florida meet and greet?" Right now, it looks like we are going to be doing a Dave & Buster's in the Tampa area somewhere between April and May. But we are definitely going to be doing the meet and greet in Arizona on the 27th. But you have to be in Patreon or Discord to be able to access that. So it's a contraction.
I really, really, really have to let my ankle heal so I can crush everybody at Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
And go to Dave & Buster's.
That's funny. All right, let's do an email.
Okay, this one is titled Dealing with My Boyfriend's Ex-Wife. There was an update later in this email from February 11th.
Hold on. Before you start that, Jordan P. said low-key grooming. How is that grooming?
What's grooming?
I'm assuming the email or the super chat that we got from somebody who has a 4-year age gap. I would like to know how that's grooming.
Yeah, I need a...
Lucas said, so what would you both be? Youth? Yoth? It'd be y'all. It's still y'all.
Yeah.
He said, or maybe she, I don't know. Jordan said, I consider there to be a sexual grooming to my sexuality, even though I've only been with my husband. Society is icky to our girls. You lost all capability with your statement by using the term icky.
Yeah,
No offense.
Icky?
You guys have to be better with your verbiage. I can't take people serious when they're like, ew, ick. I'm triggered. I need a hug. Let's email. Let's email.
Okay, no, so much just happened. You can't just... I need a process. Did she say that she's only been in one relationship with her husband?
And she basically
And she still
said
feels
that,
groomed?
by her husband. I consider there to be sexual grooming to my sexuality, even though I've only been with my husband. Ewans.
Yeah, I'm gonna need an elaboration on that.
Can we? Yeah, I've had enough of this today. Can we fucking get an email that's actually worth reading?
You wanted a series of unfortunate events.
I know, and I regret my choices.
Okay. So are we not doing a series?
No, we're gonna do it anyways. You're right. I did say that. I just hope that I can actually help.
I've been battling this situation for a while now. That last email, I think, will still help. There is such a culture right now in society where it's being pushed that you should want to be with me no matter what your preferences or what I call myself. And I think that is very confusing, especially for young adults, 18, 19, 20 years old, who are going out into the world. And 30, 40 years old, people can start reaching out and be like, I'm gay, but you're special. And I want to be with you because you're special. And that kind of gives people a way to navigate of, okay, well, I should really take a step back because even though I feel like I'm getting attention and it feels good, this person has told me that they're gay. I need to take a step back and really evaluate long term if this is something I'm okay with. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I think this is a failure on parents.
Oh, yeah.
100% a failure on parents.
Definitely. There's no self-worth being shown to children. There is no how to set boundaries. If you are not okay with something, even when it comes to me, I will not cross that boundary. There is this weird incestual commingling emotionally between parents and their children.
Yeah.
Not all parents and their children, some parents and children. So nobody gets offended. They don't feel like they're categorized. Okay. I've been battling this situation for a while now, and I don't quite know how to handle it. I just turned 20, and I'm in an age gap relationship. He's 30. I met him while I was 18 online. We've been dating for 1.5 years now. He was married previously, and it didn't last due to it being extremely toxic on both sides.
Wait a minute. They've been talking for 1 year?
They've been together. They've been dating for 1.5 years.
And she's 18 and he's 30.
She's now 20.
Okay.
She met...
I was like,
they
wait a
met
minute.
when she was 18 and he was 28.
Okay. I was about to be like, next, I ain't reading this shit.
Yeah.
Wood chipper.
Even then, when I think of an 18-year-old, thinking of myself at 18 years old, I was still very much a child.
Yeah. You know what? Let me look that up because there was something that I read the other day about brain development.
Okay. I considered myself and a vast majority of people to be a child up until about the age of 25 because...
Okay.
What?
It says that because the brain's frontal lobe, especially the prefrontal cortex, isn't fully mature until the age of 25, the development of the prefrontal cortex of the frontal lobe allows us to process the pros and cons of a decision before it is made. So from Until you're 25 years old, you're going to make a whole lot of mistakes still.
You're still learning to be a human being.
Right. It
And
says
now
around.
you're learning to be an adult.
It says around 25. That was what I was
Yeah.
looking for last night when we did that episode, and I couldn't remember what it was. I honestly don't think that an 18-year-old has any, or a 30-year-old. That's not okay with me.
Yeah.
I know that 18, they're an adult, and like we've always said, like you're an adult, you can make your own decisions, but
There's no difference between a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old.
no, I agree, other
Like-
than an age.
Right.
And what's acceptable by society standards, because 100 years ago, it wouldn't matter.
Right.
There were people getting married at 12 and 13 years old with parental consent. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
It's not the age gap that's the problem for me personally. It's how young she is.
Yeah.
If she were 28 and he was 38,
If she was 28 and he was 60,
Right.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
yeah, she's had life experience by
Right.
that point. She's made mistakes, learned how to stand her ground, knows what her worth is and how to set boundaries.
If you guys want to hear more on this, episode 15 of season 2, which will drop on April 8th, covers this conversation quite heavily because we just recorded it yesterday about something very similar. So I know it's kind of a ways out because we're like 8 weeks out on podcasts.
We are.
But we're going to have a bunch of bonus content coming up.
Back into the email?
Yep.
They have no kids together, but they do have 5 dogs. She's their mom. When I moved in with my man, I pushed my feelings aside about his ex-wife still being in his life because they have these 5 dogs. Do people do like shared custody with dogs the way they do children?
Yeah, for people who are not mentally all there.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is. It's not common, but there are fucking people out there who are very weird about their animals. If you loved your animals that much, you would just take them. Right. Or like, well, I bought that. Like Ivy will be your dog. I'll take her out to parks and shit. But like in the event that you were like, you're not taking Ivy today, I'd be like, you're right. It's yours. I didn't buy that dog for me. Not having her trained for me. That's yours.
Right.
And in the event that for whatever reason, anything ever happened, I would never, you know what I mean? Like you just don't do that.
Right. It's very vindictive in a lot of circumstances, just to hurt feelings. Okay.
Also, who the fuck has time for 5 dogs? Like that's a lot.
I barely got time for 2 children and a husband. Like 5 dogs. I wonder if they're all the same breed. Would that make it easier?
I don't know. I don't like animals enough to want to own them that way.
Right.
I love animals; they're super cool. But like,
Take them back home.
yeah, I'm like a grandparent. Just bring it
Yeah.
over so I can play with it and get the fuck out of my house. Like,
Back into the email, she would come over sometimes to see them. Even though it never felt right in my heart, I befriended her so that we could all be happy, at least so that my boyfriend would be. However, I did reach a point where I couldn't do it any longer. There was one situation where she called him late at night because her and her friend got into some trouble with some men, and my boyfriend left the house with his gun. I didn't even know the whole story when he left, and to me, him risking his life for another woman, let alone his ex-wife, should not be a priority.
I agree
Yeah?
to an extent. How long were they married? Right.
Right.
Because I've said it over and over again. If somebody from my past called me in need, I would be there for them, even if I don't like them, because we have a history together. And because I know that people don't have people to call anymore. If you spend 15 years with somebody or 10 years or even 5, and those people don't have a family and you were all they fucking had, just because the marriage didn't work doesn't mean that you can't be civil towards each other. So like leaving my house with a firearm to go and protect my ex is not happening. That's not happening. But if I got a call like, hey, I'm a mile from your house and my fucking tire blew and I don't have a spare, can you come help me? Yeah, I got you. It's a very different scenario. I'm not putting myself in danger for you. You know, that ended when the marriage did.
Right.
But I think that matters. The what of it all matters. I would help a stranger.
Right.
If I saw someone in a parking lot with a flat tire and I had the tools to fix their fucking tire, I would just go fix their tire. Right? Like, be a decent fucking person to people. We need a lot more of that.
Yeah.
But
Why wouldn't she just call the cops? Why did she call her ex-husband?
because she wanted him to come and be the hero.
Because she wanted the attention of it?
Yeah. She wanted a reason for him to be there still.
Right. There were also times when he would say, she's always going to be my best friend, and it made me extremely uncomfortable and upset. That would be a no-go for me. If your ex-wife is still your best friend, then why did you guys get divorced?
Because some people don't work in an emotional relationship and we're just good friends. I can see that being a thing for people. Like, I can understand it as long as there's not conflict. But there has to be
a hierarchy.
Right. I was going to say a boundary, but a hierarchy is probably a better term. That's actually a better term. You're right. Because when the new relationship starts, that person has to get put down a couple pegs to make the relationship that you're currently in a priority.
Right.
And if you're not willing to do that, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Yeah, I could not be with a man whose best friend is a woman. I can't. If you want to spend all of your time with that woman, where am I going to be? You going to leave me at home by myself? I'm good.
I don't see why a man would have a woman as a best friend.
Mm-hmm.
You can call me misogynist if you want. I'll be that.
Yeah.
But I don't have a whole lot in common with women. For the most part, like 95% of women I can't fucking stand.
Mm-hmm.
There's not anything there to relate on. We're not going to sit in the parking lot and have spitting contests or,
right.
See who can fart the longest or go do really dangerous shit together. Like I got my bros for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was that chick in high school who had all male friends. All of my best friends were dudes.
Why? Because did they have something that they wanted from you and you were just filling a void, or was there like an actual bond there?
There wasn't an actual bond there because we only saw each other at school. We weren't hanging out with each other after school and doing shit.
So they were acquaintances.
They were acquaintances, right? Every single one of them was attracted to me. And every single one of them gave me a validation of attention or I'm desirable, whatever the case it was. If I want to do something with a man, I'm going to hang out with my husband. Even if I'm not physically attractive, my personality is very attractive.
I'm going to need you to slow way the fuck down.
Why?
Because you are very attractive. Very.
Thank you.
10 out of 10.
Yeah?
Chef's kiss. You need to slow your roll.
Thank
Talking
you.
about my wife over there. I don't appreciate that shit.
I'm not going to put myself in a position because almost every single male friend that I have had at some point had feelings for me.
Yeah, most men are with or around women because they're waiting for their end.
I can think of one dude who turned me down. One man out of every man that I've interacted with. I am not going to form friendships with men who are secretly waiting for my marriage to fall apart. I'm good. Yeah. And I think a lot more people need to realize that. People fall in love with people and will hide that shit for years. And then in the rubble of your broken relationship, they can swoop in and be the hero.
Yep.
I'm good on that.
Yep. We're going to do a Preach It Peaches shirt.
Preach It Peaches?
Yep.
Preach It Peaches. I like it. Everyone is saying yes.
I don't know to what, but cool. Oh, to the shirt.
Yeah. To the shirt. Okay, back into the email. Months down the line, I found out that he deals with lust. And while he never slept with other women, he would have conversations with women online and say inappropriate things. I also found saved pictures and videos of his ex-wife on his Instagram account.
Wait, read that again.
I also found saved pictures and videos of his ex-wife on his Instagram account.
How is it saved?
You can save photos on Instagram. There's that little flag.
Like a
icon.
favorite thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can go back and look at it whenever you want to. You're not going to have to go to the person's page or look through the feed.
Right. So when were those saved? Does
I
it
don't
tell
know.
you?
No.
This is an 18-year-old mindset. If you went through any of my
Oh, wait,
account...
no, it does.
What?
It elaborates.
Okay.
And going through his pictures, there was even a nude video that his ex-wife had sent him, even with me and him being together.
That's a problem.
That's a fucking problem. I would have left immediately. Clearly, you and your ex-wife still have something going on and you're wasting my time.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go back, though, and finish my thought.
Okay.
You have access to my phone. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
If you went through something and you were like, what the fuck is this? And it was a saved picture from like June of 2001 and you were getting an attitude about that, I don't fucking know that that's even there. I didn't even know that you could do that. I know you can favorite shit on TikTok because that's how I find shit to stitch. But it's purpose driven. I think that people put too much stock into that. People have a past.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? I have archived shit on Instagram. I know that you can archive something and remove it off of your timeline, but still have the photo there. And I have most of my life archived because people don't need to see my life to that extent. So I just don't put the same stock in that.
Yeah.
The second part of that where she said that the chick was sending nudes and shit, like that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, somebody just said this poor woman, not this poor woman. At any point, she can choose to say, I'm not dealing with this anymore, I'm leaving you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a choice.
It is definitely a choice. She found this and then chose to stay with him after the fact of finding that he is actively cheating on her.
Yeah. Yep. I got to be honest, that the whole, she's my best friend and there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm out. Like,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Could you imagine how simple relationships would be if people sat down on their first date with a list? We really got to create this fucking list.
We do.
Of questions, right? And then a list of non-negotiables. Even put your core values on there, right? Mm-hmm. And sit down and be like, all right, open your little paper up and be like, here are my boundaries and things that I will not accept. And read it out. And if the person goes, cool, I'm willing to agree to all of that.
I want children. I want marriage.
Right.
Yep.
Then we can have a second date. And if not, it's been nice meeting you. I'll be your friend. Have a great fucking life otherwise.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Right. Where's your self-worth?
Back into the email?
Yeah. It's crazy what people will accept from other people just because they don't have
fucking
self-esteem and self-worth.
Yeah. It's made me grow an almost hatred feeling towards her, and I don't ever want anything to do with her, even if it means her not seeing the dogs again. This ain't about the dogs, babe. She is sending nude videos to your man.
Yeah, they're still fucking.
Because she had no respect for my relationship. Well, neither did your man because he saved the video his ex-wife sent him.
Right. Yeah, let's just go ahead and babe, I got to go drop the dogs off at my ex-wife's house.
Just let her know, hey, I'm going to fuck her while I'm there.
Yeah, might as well just be honest about it, yeah.
Because what is she going to do? She hasn't left already. She found the nude photos and videos on the phone. Active in the relationship.
Yep.
That's proof of cheating.
It is.
That's all I need.
Yep. It is. People really want that list.
Okay. We can definitely do the list.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it at some point this week and put it on the website.
Back into the email. Things are better now from when I first found the betrayal on his phone, but I'm still healing from the whole situation. And it wasn't even just his ex. I also made him cut off his best friend and a few female coworkers because he had cleavage pictures of them in his phone.
How do you make somebody do that?
You don't.
Right. You can't.
You can't.
You can set your boundary and hope that they adhere to it. And when they don't, which he clearly hasn't, you move on. The real question is he fucking his coworkers too, or is he sneaking pictures and taking pictures of women's cleavage?
That's a good question. So she is really painting a picture of who this man is.
Right.
And he is giving me the same feeling as a very sticky 7-Eleven bathroom floor.
Yep.
And you still chose to be with this man?
Walking in there barefoot.
He had texted something sexual to his best friend. I thought his best friend was his ex-wife, so he has 2 female best friends.
Okay.
Okay. He had texted something sexual to his best friend while him and I were together. My boyfriend says that he understands where I'm coming from, but that the dogs should be able to see her. He's scared that she's going to get crazy if we don't let her see them. She doesn't know where we live currently. Am I wrong if I put my foot down and say no to him? Or should I be okay with her coming around to see the dogs and take them somewhere? We read an email yesterday where a man let his wife move in the guy that she was fucking.
Yep.
This is giving me that same energy.
Yep.
Same exact energy.
Gonna get my cake and eat it too.
I would have left a very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
Very long time ago. There's no coming back from this for me. That's too many. If it was a one-off, right? Like maybe you guys had a really big fight. Things have not been going good for years. You've only been together for a year and a half. This is all way too early on for shit to be falling apart.
I agree.
Yeah.
I concur.
Ooh, I like that you're using that word now.
There was a movie called Catch Me If You Can where Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio? Why
Yeah.
is he DiCaprio?
Because I just can't stand him as an actor.
What? He
Yep.
did so good in Shutter Island.
The Beach was the only one that I cared for him in. I just don't like
Titanic?
him as an actor. I never have.
He gives me creepy vibes as a human being.
Yeah.
Like he ages, but his girlfriends don't.
He played in Catch Me If You Can. I guess that was good too. And Romeo and Juliet was good, but
That
he was
was
young
good.
in that. He played a doctor. Like he pretended to be a doctor for a while, and he learned how to be a doctor by watching TV. So like something happened, and somebody gave a suggestion, and he looked at the nurse and he was like, "Nurse, do you concur?" So that's what I hear in my head every time.
I
Do
love
you
that.
concur? Then do that.
I've been saying that for a while, and now that you're picking up and integrating it into your language, I like how we pass things back and forth like that.
Yeah. People say that we talk a lot alike.
Do we?
Yep.
It's almost like we live together.
Yeah. And are around each other 24/7.
Are you tired of me yet?
No, not yet. You have to try a little harder for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with the stupid shit I say?
I love the stupid shit. It's fun. Keeps me on my toes.
He never knows what's going to happen. I walked in the house with a bundle of paper towels the other day.
Yeah.
People are like, I thought it was going to be an injured bird. I love that. I'm keeping everybody on their toes. Okay, update from February 11th. So same emailer, same situation. We got an update. Hi, we are still together. Married, actually.
Wow.
I'm still going through the ringer with him. I don't know what you expected. I would have never gotten married. This is the one instance where I'm about to be an asshole. Right? I'm about to be an asshole. I'm letting you know I'm about to be an asshole. Getting married to this man was one of the stupidest things you've ever done.
Yeah.
The most important choice you will ever make in your life is who you choose to marry. This is the man you have chosen to marry. You married him being the man that he was before. Nothing about a marriage is going to change his behavior.
Right.
Kids are not going to make the relationship better. A new house is not going to make the relationship better. A fancy boat's not going to do it. A piece of paper is not going to change anything. The commitment should be there before the marriage is agreed upon.
Right.
He did end up cutting off his ex. What?
Oh, thank God, another email. Oh God, it's the same one, isn't it? Guys,
It's like waking up from a nightmare, realizing you're still
sleeping,
dreaming.
yeah. We're going to do another email after this, and it will not be from this folder because
Yeah.
I've had enough of this folder.
Yeah.
The stupidity has entered the chat. Oh, man.
All right. He did end up cutting off his ex-wife, or so I thought.
There you go.
For the longest, I thought things were okay. But you know, when you live with someone, you know when something's off or when there's a disconnect because you've already caught the pattern of it.
Right.
You don't all of a sudden spidey senses tingling. I know him so well, something's wrong. No, your spidey senses are tingling because you are feeling the same. The body remembers feelings, guys. It harvests energy. It remembers vibrations and traumas and happy moments. Even if you can't remember the fucking memory and the details, the body remembers the feelings. So if he is doing the same sneaky shit he was doing before, you might not remember the instances. Your body remembers the trauma it went through when you discovered all of the cheating, though.
Yep.
This is nothing. This is not a connection. This is not, we are so in tune with each other, I can just read him. he's doing exactly what he was doing before, and you're just catching it in the same pattern again.
Yep.
He was still watching porn when he knew I didn't like it, and which I later found out is an addiction of his. While in the restroom, he'd go from watching YouTube videos, and then I'd hear silence, and I just knew in my gut what he was doing. I left the dude that would do that to me.
So she would be in there hearing him on YouTube in the bathroom, and instead of going out there and making love to his woman, he's banking himself in the bathroom. Y'all are fucking weird, man.
As the person on the receiving end of that, I felt so undesirable. I felt disgusting. Like, this person is supposed to love me. Why is he in there touching himself instead of coming out here and being with me?
Yep.
There's a reason that relationship ended.
Yep. All right, let's find something else to read.
Oh, you don't want to finish this?
Not really. Because she married the guy. What are we going to do now? You're married to him. You did this to your fucking self.
I would divorce him or get an annulment if it's soon enough.
Well, I mean, okay, so at the end of that email, what are her questions going to be? What should I do?
Oh, I don't know. I already moved it.
Well, no, I'm saying though, like realistically, you're writing into a podcast that gives relationship advice.
Right.
You knew he was unfaithful when you started dating.
You knew he was cheating with his ex-wife.
You knew he was taking pictures of girls' cleavage at work or having them saved on his phone.
Inappropriate relationships with his best friends.
Right. You knew the type of fucking person he was, and then you married him.
You said yes to that.
What advice do you want from us? Use your fucking brain? Like,
right.
I know it's a really bad idea to stick a fork in an electric socket, but I gotta
Let's find out.
hold my beer. Like, come on, dude.
Right.
Yeah, let's read something we can actually help someone with. I know you guys enjoy these drama-filled emails because it's like watching Jerry Springer, but damn it.
It's infuriating to me, and it's not infuriating to me because I think the person is stupid or because I think that they lack intelligence. It's infuriating to me because you are a human being.
I do think it's a lack of an intelligence.
Right, but it's by design.
It's a choice.
It's a lack of intelligence by design. And man or woman, the fact that you are alive right now, I have heard this from people and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I fucking hate being alive. I can't wait to control, I'll delete myself. Now that I have expanded my wisdom, expanded my knowledge and my understanding of what it actually means to be productive and to do things that make me feel good and to actually affect change in people's lives, I am so thankful every day that I get to breathe now.
Yeah. Well, it's because you've created the life you want.
Right. You also only get one. And that's how you're choosing to spend your life with a man who does not see your worth, who is going to cheat on you and make you feel like you're the problem.
Yep.
You are a whole ass human being. You're a whole ass soul. I need to see where the self-worth is.
Yep. Somebody on Twitch asked if we notify people when we read their emails. Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We send an email letting them know that it's been read and what episode it'll be on. I also saw something where somebody said, can we have a conversation about co-parenting? We've done a couple episodes on that.
We have.
If you would like to send a super chat with your co-parenting question, when we're done with this next email, we're going to run through supers, the rest of the supers, and then we'll do a little bit of Q&A. We have a little bit of time. If you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. We're trying to hit 250 this year. We're at 165 today.
Okay. This email is titled, I'm desperate for advice.
Okay. This is not from that same folder?
No.
Okay, good.
I just want to start off by saying hi. I love your guys' podcast.
Oh, hey there.
Hi, Dare. That's how I say hello to animals.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Dare. They need to know I'm not a threat. Since I've been watching, I've learned better communication skills and just overall how to be a better person and partner. I give the okay to read this on the podcast if you guys would like to. For this, I'm going to use fake names because I'm pretty sure my partner would flip knowing I emailed needing advice and using our names. So I refer to my partner as L and our 9-month-old son as A. L and I have been together since 2020 when we first met. L was living in his car and his job. After about a month of dating, I had moved him into my apartment. Already right there, I would not have done that. You are a complete stranger to me. I am not bringing you into my life.
Oh, but everything is so shiny and new, and the sex is amazing, and we talk all the time, and we text all the time, and we stay up all night talking on the phone together, but they said that, it would make more sense if we just lived together because it would be cheaper.
And Ted Bundy looked like a guy in need. I'm good. Like, the leniency on safety is just flabbergasting to me.
Yeah. Slow the fuck down.
Slow down. I just had a whole, so this morning I'm getting the children ready, and our daughter gets ready quicker than her brother does because she focuses on the task that needs to be done, right. And she's not rushing, so she's not making mistakes. And this morning she's sitting down on her little pink rug, putting on her sock, and she looks at me and she goes, "Brother goes really fast, but I go really slow, and I'm done before him." And I'm like, exactly. And she did it the same way. I don't know. I heard you when she said it. It was just a whole thing.
Super chat, $50.
Oh.
Stacy said, "This podcast has helped me approach everything as part of the problem, helped me refine my faith. Peaches has helped me accept my femininity as a superpower, and I hope Chris's mom is better soon and back for Sunday scripture." Oh, I appreciate that about
thank
my
you.
mom. Then thank you for the super chat, guys. Those super chats is keeping us doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it does.
Super dope.
Thank you, guys.
I like that you guys enjoy the scripture with my mom. I'm going to take a picture and send that to her. I want her to come back and do it too because she makes me think differently about things.
Me too. After doing those morning scriptures, I always feel lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But for those of you who are waiting for my mom's scriptures to come back, The Chosen is in theaters. Just saying.
Guys, it is so good. Oh, I love that we go to Senna Bistro for it.
Yeah. I bought the final tickets last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have this mushroom garlic sauce pasta. I eat so much food when we go there. It's my one meal of the day, though. Yeah. A lot of carbs, a lot of pasta and French fries. Back into the email?
Yes.
A few weeks after that, Elle lost his job due to the pandemic. I picked up extra hours to be able to provide for us as we needed. I didn't mind it at all. Truly, our roles were different in our relationship, not very traditional at first. A year later, Elle got a job opportunity to go and work for his father's company, which we happily discussed and accepted, and moved out of state a week later to Ohio. I left all my family and friends to support his career. I truly believed everything was going perfect for us, but boy, was I wrong. So I'm going to pause. Ladies, I am going to break this down a little bit for us. If you can relate to me, dope. As a woman, as a feminine woman, I want to do everything I can to support my man in whatever he wants to do. Why are you looking at me like that?
Finish your thought, woman. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Okay.
Collarbones.
I want to do everything I can to support my man. I'm a very loving, nurturing, just a bundle full of love type of person. And I will go above and beyond to make sure that everything is taken care of and that my man is happy. In doing so, human beings have a very, very amazing way of rationalizing everything to themselves. And that's how I got taken advantage of. It was to the point to where I was the sole worker doing hard physical labor. My back is fucked from it.
And you were under 25 making those decisions.
And I was under 25 making those decisions, right? I was playing house, making adult choices with no understanding of long-term repercussions. Yeah. I was very short-sighted, narrow-minded. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important to take a step back before you go all in. You are supporting this man after 2 months of knowing him. You just took on a whole nother life and was supporting him and doing everything you can.
Yep.
Don't even know this person. Slow down. So what were you looking at? My collarbone? Is that what you said?
Yeah. You
Why?
just let me look. Why you gotta call me out? Just fucking.
Because I need to know if I need to like prim and proper.
You're just where you need to be. What are you doing?
I shifted so you can see my shoulder and I looked at you super sexily.
See, now you know what it feels like to be called out.
Did you even see my face though?
I saw all of it.
I was really focusing on my eyes. Can you tell I'm losing weight? Like, am I doing this?
I can actually tell that you're losing weight.
Good, because I feel like an absolute blob of just vanilla pudding.
I know. I thought about that last night because we've been reaching out to those photographers. I'm like, I still got like 20 pounds to go.
I have 12.
All right, email. Let's focus.
Okay. Someone said, I disagree. Why slow down if you both want to be with each other or both know what you want? The chat's moving very quickly because you don't know that after 2 months.
Right.
You don't.
You could end up in dude's freezer.
You could.
Right? Like 2 months is nothing.
Or you can end up as a battered woman.
Yeah. You can end up in a lot of things.
Financially
you don't
abused.
know someone in 2 months.
Yeah. I'm good on that. That is a lustful illusion. A lustful illusion. It's not real. That's not reality. I'm good on that. 2 months after moving to Ohio, I found out I was pregnant after being told I would never be able to have kids. After telling him I was pregnant, we fought for a week straight. Not about the baby, but anything else we could find to fight about. I figured it was just nerves for becoming first-time parents. Every pregnancy announcement that I've heard of was never followed with, we argued for a week after I told him.
Right.
Becoming pregnant and not planning for it is absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, especially when you don't know the person that you're getting pregnant with.
That is not normal. In my opinion, arguing a week after finding out, for a week, a duration of a week, arguing after you tell your man that you're pregnant, that is not normal to me. Now, while I was 4 months pregnant, I had found out for the past 2 years at this point that he had been cheating on me. I found out on my own, and with some more information, I had to pry it out of him. I know for a fact it was never physical cheating, but he would send nudes, flirt, give his number out, etc. I was enraged and ready to give up on our relationship completely. I left and stayed at my in-laws for a couple of days to figure out the mess in my head. Your in-laws? Did you guys get married? A year later, roles were different, accepted, moved across the country. Stayed at my in-laws. His father told me not to leave the state yet and just talk to him. I took good advice and talked to him at first before I pulled the trigger. After our conversation, I believed that he was willing to work on this relationship. I found out 6 months after that his father had coached him on what to say. Okay, so there's a difference between coaching and then having a heart-to-heart with your son saying, look, you're really fucking up right now. You now have a woman and a child on the way.
Just means that it's learned behavior because the father was doing the same shit.
Yeah. I was utterly devastated by this. It's now a year later, and I don't know what to do. He works now, and I stay home with A. Being a stay-at-home mom was forced on me after having A.
That's such bullshit.
Right.
No one can force you to do anything.
Right.
You could literally put a pew-pew to someone's head and be like, make a decision. You have a fucking decision. It may not be a good one,
Yeah.
but you have one. And if you didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, you could have fucking left and been like, look, I want to have a career. This isn't going to work for me. I don't believe you're married. I think that you're just calling him that because you didn't actually state that you were married. You've been with somebody for 2 years that you don't fucking know. He's cheated on you the whole fucking time. Like,
Yeah.
Forced my ass.
So this is the fallout of not building a foundation and having somebody move in with you a month after knowing them.
Right. This is why you court people.
100%.
And you get to know them. And then you start a dating thing after you've realized whether or not you even like them as a person.
Right. If you want to be a corporate mom, there's so much that goes into that. You're pretty much going to be having other people raise your child. If you are working 60, 80 hours a week and you're home for bedtime and dinners, other people will see your children more than you. And that's something that you have to think about. Are you okay with that?
Yep.
Are you okay with your children picking up habits of other children and of other people that they're with? Do you even want to be a mom? If you don't want to be a mom because you want to be a career woman, that is okay. Back into the email?
Yes.
I was let go at his father's company so I can stay at home. L and A don't have the best relationship because L doesn't spend time with him. L comes home and sees A for a couple of minutes and then he's on his phone or jumping on to play a video game with his friends. So if you are with somebody who is not actively engaged with you as their person, why do you think they would be actively engaged with your guys' child? If this is who he was before you guys got pregnant and he would came home and neglect giving you attention as his woman and go to his phone and go and play video games and do whatever he wanted to do, and you guys were just roommates who are having sex, why, like logically, what are you telling yourself that he is going to be an involved parent when he's not even an involved partner? Also something to think about before you have a child with somebody.
Yep.
Elle and I don't have the best relationship either after finding out about the cheating and the conversation he had with his father. I don't know what to do anymore. We don't hug or kiss or have sex. I can't even remember the last time he held my hand. Elle and I have a night to ourselves. He spends it on the PS5 and I spend it on my phone doing whatever will pass the time. Everyone is telling me to stay and fight to make it work with Elle for A's sake, and others are telling me to leave.
Okay, let's pause there because neither one of you are fighting for anything.
Right.
You're
you guys
existing
are just existing
together. You're not doing anything to actually change the situation. Mm-hmm. And that's, I mean, I got to be honest, I don't blame her. But if you want to make this work, it's going to take a lot more than you sitting on your phone while he plays PlayStation.
Right.
This relationship was doomed from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%.
And staying for your kid to have a non-present parent in the home is not fucking beneficial at all.
It's also not beneficial because you're showing them what to expect out of a relationship.
That's how you fuck your kids up.
That is how you fuck your kids up. Your son is either going to follow in the footsteps of his father and you're going to subject some poor woman at some point to the same thing you're going through right now, or he's going to go the opposite direction and recognize that what his father did was not the way to live life, not the way you handle your family. And it all depends on how you now choose to handle the situation that you have.
Yeah. I want to clarify earlier when I said that it's learned behavior from the father. Mm-hmm. It's because the father coached him on how like to talk to the woman.
Right.
And to like smooth things over. It wasn't a conversation. He went to dad. Mm-hmm. Dad was like, you know, this is what you need to do to fix this. And he went and gave lip service.
Right.
So dad was probably one of those people that just had his son's back no matter what, instead of raising his son to be a man.
Yeah. We have 2,000 people watching on TikTok.
Holy shit.
It was 12:30.
Yep.
You want to do one more?
Is that the end of that?
That was it, yeah.
Okay, no, let's read some supers and then we'll wrap this up because I have to go. I have a podcast I got to do later.
I want to get lunch before I got to get the kids.
All right. Super chats. Came through at 12:07, 11:55. Okay, this was the last one. I haven't been around lately. This is from Jay Relly. I haven't been around lately, but jump back in and rewatching with my boyfriend has been so rewarding. Thank you both so much for everything. Chaotic Thought said, I need to send an email update. I'm in a great relationship with someone who communicates well and understands my anxiety.
I love that.
I wouldn't have found her if I hadn't learned accountability and boundaries. That's fucking dope.
That is really dope to hear.
Tori Schaefer said, just wanted to say I love everything you guys do. Listening to you and applying it to my marriage has been a game changer. I miss the emails where we had an argument last night. This was the things he said. This was the things I said. How could I have made this conversation go smoother?
Right. How could I have said it differently to not come across as attacking?
Right.
Yeah.
DeClapper said, I sent an email in about relationship rebuilding, hoping to hear a response as I envy you both. I love your mindset and outlook on everything, and as does my wife. I don't know how far we are on emails. I think we're still in October or November at this point. But we are filtering through them.
We are.
Aaron Scott said, asking for advice on non-custodial parent telling child not to call significant other SO dad. It was child's choice. If more detail is needed, I can provide it. Yeah, I mean, I do need more detail because if the child wants to call somebody dad, I guess they can do that. But if the dad is actually in the picture, I can see how that would be a problem as well.
Right.
Just because they're not the custodial parent doesn't mean they're not the parent.
Right. Their feelings still matter.
Right. And if their feelings matter, the kids don't call me dad. Mm-hmm. They call me pops.
They do. And you are pops.
Right. So I would never try to take Brandon's place in any of this. Brandon's a really good fucking dad. Like, why would I ever want to overstep that?
Right.
So it comes down to the dynamic between the dad and the kids have. If the dad is only there once a fucking year or sends a birthday card and the kids are calling your significant other dad, I mean, he kind of did that shit to himself.
He did.
Lee Anke said, hi, you guys have helped me grow so much. We'll send an email soon on how you've helped me, and also with my man and I's relationship. We're building foundations and are in the courting phase, going amazing. So on that, if you guys send emails where it is the both of you writing in, those emails get priority over everything.
They do.
Because we get two sides of a story and we can have a real conversation about things. And then Odile Edwards got early access.
Dope. Thank you guys for all the super chats.
Yeah, thank you. We still have quite a bit of people watching over on Twitch.
How many?
50 viewers currently.
Oh, dope.
We hit 152 followers, though. We jumped almost 100 followers on Twitch today.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you all for the gifts on TikTok, guys. I appreciate it.
Bio dad said no, not the stepdad. Stepdad doesn't care either way. They are telling her she can't and she gets her feelings hurt. So this is a child. How old is the child, Aaron? She knows who her dad is and knows the difference, but struggling as mom to have the conversation with the father. The father you guys need to have a discussion. And I would give the stepdad a different name that still means dad.
Right.
If this child is looking at him as a parental figure, that's a good thing. It means that there's a healthy relationship with those kids.
Yep.
I got a text message last night while I was here working at 10 o'clock at night talking about our daughter misses me and wants to give me a hug when we get home. Like, I am a parental to that child. Mm-hmm. But I would never imagine trying to take Brandon's place. It's just fucking crazy to me.
She actually came out of the room and she was like, where's Pops? And I was like, Pops is working. And she was like, oh, I wanted to cuddle.
Jumped in late. I'm sorry. Jessica Piotr said, I opened YouTube to catch up on Monday's episode and was surprised there was Wednesday Live. Love it. We're going to be doing Wednesday Lives again. This is going to be a regular thing. They went as far as changing his name and her phone to that stepdad pays for. Well, I mean, that's not really relevant. She's 6. I think there needs to be conversations had with the 6-year-old as well to understand the difference between a bonus parent and a parent.
I think there needs to be a conversation about how dad's feelings are being hurt.
Yeah. Or why.
Right. Like, help her understand why her father is feeling this way and doing these things and telling her this.
Yeah. I'm curious if the parent, the dad, is like active.
Yeah.
Because that changes things quite a bit for me.
Blows my mind a 6-year-old has a cell phone.
Yeah. Same. Guys, we're going to run for another 25 minutes or so. So if you have any other questions or super chats you want to send, we will guarantee to answer your super chats.
You know what I noticed? This is totally off topic. You want to know what I noticed in that picture that you posted on Instagram? My hair was so short.
Yeah.
I just looked at my hair. Look at this ponytail.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that.
My hand gets wrapped up in that real easy now.
I know. It's real curly and stuff, too. It just wraps in there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do these new pictures.
Did I tell you that the guy that was in California that said he wanted to work with us
Like $6,000.
wanted $6,000 for that?
Yeah, I'm good.
I found somebody in Tampa that wants to do $650, and they have a studio.
Yeah.
Tess said, "Are you doing a women's group or individual counseling? I would love to have some guidance in my relationship." We have a public women's group in Discord. The private women's group has kind of been put on hold because Peaches has a lot going on right now. However, we do Zoom calls through Patreon. So if you are a member of our Patreon and you would like to send an email, you put Zoom call at the top of the email so we know that it's a Zoom call. Send the email, and then we'll read it during a Patreon live, and we'll have you on Zoom so that we can ask you questions. If you're looking for something private, we're working on that, but we haven't figured out pricing for that yet because that would take up a lot of our time, and it's kind of hard to deal with that. So how do both of us write in and they go together? I'd love for us to both give sides. So you could either name it part 1 and part 2 with the same subject. You could do your half of it and have them write their half of it and send it that way. You can do all kinds of creative shit. We just have to know. Like you could even put, he's going to write an email, his email address is, and put his email address on there. But I think like trying to navigate life part 1 and part 2 would be a good way to do that. Or her side, his side, how to navigate life, however you guys want to word that. So this podcast has helped me become a better wife in so many ways. Thank you.
That's crazy to hear. I hope you're happier.
Yeah. I went through that with my dad versus my stepdad. My stepdad was in my life since the age of 2. How much is Patreon? Patreon has 5 tiers. We have a $5 tier, which is just a thank you. It gets you absolutely nothing. We have a $10 tier that gives you early access to content and
exclusive content
and the garden, things like that. We have a $15 tier that gets you
everything in the $10 tier.
Everything that the other tier gets, plus exclusive live streams every Sunday night and
Discord access.
We have a $30 tier that gives you a private channel in Discord, early access to merch, soaps, apothecary
pretty
when
much
it comes.
Whatever concoctions we come up with, that tier gets first dibs at sales.
And then we have a $100 men's group tier that gives you access to everything other than the $30 private chat, but it puts you into a private men's group that it's limited, but that's strictly for men.
Did we get rid of the $20 tier?
Oh, the $20 tier is it's just to give an extra partner. It's the $15 tier plus $5 for an extra partner in Discord. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you get a +1 in the Discord for the $20 tier. So if you wanted to bring your partner in, or you have a best friend and you guys are just trying to both figure out how to navigate dating, need some encouragement and appreciation.
Somebody just asked if we're going to do a shirt restock anytime soon. Caleb Brewer. We have some accountability hoodies that I'm wearing right now still in stock. We have, I want to say 1 or 2 shirts left of that, but those were limited prints. When those are gone, I don't think we're going to do them anymore because we've reprinted them a couple of times. The accountability shirts.
The accountability one, yeah.
We've done them in red, pink, and yellow, and then we've done the hoodies. I don't know if we're going to do that again. I would like to get rid of some of our stock before that happens. We are designing shirts that we like through another company that we'll be announcing that probably in the next week. I don't want to get too into that right now, but we'll be doing a company that will be able to ship our shirts all over the world versus just us shipping it locally.
That reminds me, Brittany reached out to me. Everything's going to be ready to ship this Friday.
Okay, so then
And
soap will drop.
Balance.
Soap will drop in the middle of March.
Yeah.
Should probably do it before we go to Arizona, just so that we're not trying to package and ship while we're in Arizona. I think it'll sell out in a day.
Right. I need to figure out packaging still, though.
Yeah.
I have to get jars, and we're either going to have to do boxes for shipping. Like that one price covers the box or whatever.
We have a lot of that.
Okay.
We'll have to get like shredded cardboard and shit too.
Yeah, like fillers and whatnot.
Yep.
I can pick all of that up. I might do that today when I leave here.
Ashley said, can you elaborate on the fact that you can't force or make anyone do anything? This is a point of contention in my relationship because he thinks you can and I disagree. Well, how does he think you can make or force somebody to do something?
So I'm gonna interject real quick. Can I do that?
Yeah.
You gave that example earlier. Even if somebody was holding a pew pew to your head, you can still make a decision.
Yeah. It may not be a good one.
Right.
But you got a
At the
choice.
end of it, you could not make a choice at all. And if he pulls that trigger, that is still his choice.
Yeah. Well, you are making a choice to not make a choice at that point.
Right.
You're always making decisions.
Yeah. But he can't even force you with a pew pew to your head if you decide not to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
He has no control besides what he is physically doing himself.
Yep. So I think the contention in those conversations, though, when it comes to relationships, is that people get to the point where they just quit, right? Something will happen so many times, or the behavioral trained responses will start happening, and they'll fall into the role of, well, I can't say that because then they're going to get mad and we're going to argument, or we're going to get into an argument. Mm-hmm. What was that?
Somebody said that they met somebody because of our channel, like through chatting and whatnot and comments.
But that's a choice. You're making a decision not to have the hard conversations because you're afraid of your partner's reaction, and you can't make them react any differently.
Right.
Just like you're not responsible for somebody else's feelings, you're only responsible for your actions. Mm-hmm. Right? So like, if you have triggers, I'm not responsible for you being triggered. You're responsible for your triggers. I'm responsible for my actions, knowing if you get triggered by certain things, and I can make a decision to react or do something based off of that information. But it's still a choice. You can't force anyone to do anything unless, you're holding their head underwater physically. Mm-hmm. You're forcing them to drown at that point. Austin Griggs for $5 said, I'm a new listener, but have been viewing for a few months now, and your content makes me want to be a better partner. Thank you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Peaches, do you think you would give advice about tapping into your feminine energy? As a woman of trauma, I struggle with letting my husband take the lead, even though he has provided me with safety.
So we've done a couple of YouTube videos about this that go in depth, because that's a conversation. That's not just a quick 3-sentence answer. I am going to be... Okay, can you scroll back up so I can see what that was? So I would recommend checking out the dating playlist, starting at episode 11.5 and going on from there, because that deep dives how I went through my trauma, how I processed it, how I healed from it, and then from there falling into my feminine energy because of my husband.
Right. You're also going to be redoing the Good Woman playlist. Mm-hmm. This is my question though, is why would you get married to a man that if you have not worked through your trauma?
Right.
If you have a hard time with men, why the fuck are you getting married? Right? Like, especially if you think you've got a good man and you're going to lead, you're going to bring all of that baggage that you haven't worked through into a marriage that you're possibly going to destroy because you can't get over your past.
Right.
And people have a real hard time with me saying getting over your past, but you have to.
You do.
You can't live in that for the rest of your fucking life. You can't walk backwards everywhere you go.
Let me say it. You have to get over your past.
Yeah. I think that if your husband has shown you that he's a capable leader and you trust that man enough that you married him, that you need to maybe go to therapy and try to find tools to work through the trauma that you have, but you need to remember that man didn't do that to you. Mm-hmm. And he shouldn't have to pay for the sins of a previous person. Like, that's not how relationships work. MJ Watkins said, your podcast taught me emotional regulation and saved my relationship. Sent an email. That's a big thank you, and an ask for a little advice. Well, hopefully we see that soon. Where are these playlists? These playlists are on YouTube. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of shit broken down in a playlist. We've done the 5 love languages, the 5 apology languages. We did choice theory. We started the 4 agreements, which probably should be finished on Patreon. You did proper care and feeding of a husband for Patreon. You're currently doing the feminine.
I am doing
fascinating womanhood.
Yes. Fascinating womanhood for the fantastic woman.
Brandy said, I signed up for Patreon, but really need to sign up for Discord. I hope that only helps me more. It will. There's a community there, and that community is fucking gold.
It's dope to have people.
Yeah. If you have, if you're in the $15 tier on Patreon, all you have to do is connect Patreon to Discord. It will auto add you to the server. Thomas said, men express crying by anger most often. Try talking to him about what he's angry about. Could be a dry drunk too. I did that. I don't know what that was even for. What do I do when my partner is constantly triggering my BPD and isn't willing to watch himself and verbiage to help me? Well, your triggers are your problem, not his.
You sent me a wheelchair with fucking tank tires
Yeah,
on it.
Dakota sent that to me earlier when we were talking about wheelchairs, and I had to forward it.
That's hilarious.
Brooke, your triggers, even though you have borderline, is a you problem. It's not
Yes.
him. It's you. Your trauma or your CPTSD or whatever it is that caused your borderline is a you issue.
It's yours to manage.
You can lay your triggers out, and hopefully he will respect that. And if he doesn't, that's a different conversation because he's saying that he doesn't respect you enough to try to navigate your storms. He needs to read Stop Walking on Eggshells, and you need to read Buddha in the Borderline.
Yep.
Sarah said, thank you so much for all you guys do. You guys have helped lead me to heal. Thank you. You're welcome. Do you guys ever have to go to therapy? I have been following for a while, but I may have forgotten where you guys have built from, if you don't mind me asking. We've both gone to therapy on our own, but never together. We've never needed it.
Oh gosh, it's been almost 10 years since I've done therapy.
I didn't even fucking type anything. Brooke, I'm going to type in a command. It should give you a book list. Maybe. There it is. The Nightbot just posted a suggested reading list. On that list has got 3 books that are really good for people who have borderline, and it's helped me immensely in dealing with my triggers. It's helped me work from switching from emotional mind to logic mind. It's helped with abandonment. Like, there's a whole lot of things that I've learned from those 3 books. Mm-hmm. Danish said, as always, appreciate you both. Hit the like button.
Thank you, Danish.
Did Peaches already drop the soap line? I need to buy it for my wife.
No, not yet.
That'll come sometime next month, and it'll be going to our $30 tier on Patreon first.
Yes.
We're going to give them a day's heads up, and then it'll go to everyone. But we will definitely be talking about that on YouTube and, TikTok and Instagram.
So I can, I'm sorry.
If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, it's To Be Better Podcast over there.
I can let you guys know how much I have of quantity. So for soap bars, I have 102 bars altogether. So there's 3 scents across that 102 bars: the honey and peach, lemon lavender, and the Bali rainforest scent. There are also all of those 3 same matching scents in a body oil, a salt scrub, and then a sugar scrub for the face that's more gentle. Mm-hmm. And in all of those, I have 64 ounces. So I have a gallon. 2 gallons.
You'll be breaking that down into smaller bottles, though, right?
Correct, yes.
That's what all those brown bottles are in the cabinet?
No, I'll have to be getting different jars.
Sabrina Ordano said, I went through a SA recently, and the man I'm with now is telling me that he thinks he loves me less because of my reactions, and trauma is a lot for him.
I get that.
Do you? Did this SA happen while you were with this man?
I didn't hear SA. I have no idea what you just said. All I heard you say was loves me less because of my reactions and trauma.
Yeah. Well, and so that I agree with.
Yeah.
People have a right to feel how they feel.
Right. If you are letting your mental illnesses go unchecked, I can see how that's exhausting.
Right.
For you to be recently SA'd and now he's feeling a certain way about it and it's negative towards you.
Right. Well, that's why I asked if it was with somebody before him or like while they were together, or if this was something that happened before they got together, because that matters. If she, yes, it happened while we were together. Okay, so that's a problem. He's not willing to support you then. That comes down to his emotional immaturity and not being able to regulate himself, right? If you were SA'd while you were in a relationship and that person was not the one who did it, there should be a level of support. This is the whole, well, I guess, I don't know if you're married, but that's the sickness and in health, right? Like, you're having struggles. You're supposed to be there with your person. And if you can't be there for them, you're not a team. He needs to be understanding, but you also need to be working on getting past that because he's not responsible for that.
Right.
I would have a really, really hard time if our relationship changed because of someone else's actions. I'm not going to lie. I would struggle with that.
There's absolutely nothing you can do in that situation. Right. There's nothing.
Other than be patient.
Yeah.
And watch your person completely change from who they were to someone else. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, that's not an easy situation. And you have to understand that even though you're the one who are SA'd, you changing and becoming a different person affects who he's with.
It does.
And you have to be understanding in that too. You both have a whole lot to work for. This is no different than somebody getting cancer.
Yeah.
The person that's the caretaker is now suffering too in a very different way.
Right.
Yes, they don't have the threat of dying from it, but their entire life is fucking changed. And you guys have to be understanding of that. That's the whole point of being compassionate towards each other. Tori Schaefer said, will we ever see a Peaches cookbook?
Eventually.
You're going to actually do that?
There's so many things going on. Yeah, I would like to. I think it would be fun. I think I'm a good cook.
I agree.
So I think
We
I
could
can
do that and make a small little, like,
throw together some recipes.
quick little $15 book or something.
Yeah.
Cheap little paperback. Tell him to eat curb and run like a rabbit. You don't deserve that. Okay, so is he not allowed to have feelings? Is he not allowed to express his
Who said
struggles and
that?
things? Angelica Lee.
Okay, I don't see that.
Because the fucking chat's moving so fast over here. Right there.
Tell him to eat curb and run like a rabbit. You don't deserve that.
And then the next one said, you need safety right now and shown you are safe with some mint. Decide if he makes you feel safe. You guys are completely removing
Him from the
him
equation.
from the equation.
This man is now, his wife is changed
Right.
for the rest of her life. Or his woman. I can't remember if they're married or not. So now this man has a choice on whether or not this new version of his wife is if someone he is willing to love. Because love is 100% a choice.
Right.
And this is a massively traumatic thing. The woman that he loved no longer exists. It's a lot to process. It's devastating.
Right. And this comes into what kind of man did you get with?
Right.
Right? Because if that happened to you, I would be understanding and I would try to help as much as I could. But if this went on for 6 months or a year and I can't touch my wife and you start treating me differently because of something someone else did, our relationship's not going to last.
Right. I would never treat you as somebody who would attack me like that,
Right.
though. Those weren't your actions. That's one of those things that also needs to be worked through. You need to separate that.
Yeah.
I understand that it was a very scary situation. I've been raped. I've been through it. I know. I would never look at my husband as somebody who would do that to me, though. Like, what a disservice to your man. To say you love someone less is so harsh. Who said that? I didn't say that.
Brianna Tribbett said to say you love someone less is so harsh.
Right, but I didn't say that you would love him
No,
less.
that's what the super chat said.
Oh.
Is that he thinks he's loving her less because of her trauma.
Oh,
So I took that very differently.
okay.
I took that as their relationship is changing.
Right.
You don't just love somebody less because something horrible happened to them.
Right.
You,
There's
you love them
fallout.
less because there's a fallout, because things are changing in the relationship. The relationship has changed.
Gotcha.
Heather said, and I have to read it because she's very smart. You need to seek help now because handling it yourself is not possible. Go get professional help immediately. You need to work on you and heal in so many ways.
100%. I would be seeking therapy. I would be seeking women's support groups, like everything that I could get to help mend my soul in that.
Kat Taylor said, as someone who has been SA'd, you have to work through it yourself. While yes, your partner has to be compassionate, the responsibility falls on you to disconnect your attacker from your partner. And then Katie Reed said it was 11 days ago. So it sounds to me that he's just a problem then, because 11 days is nothing. If that actually happened 11 days ago and he's acting like this, I would just go ahead and call this quits and move.
Yeah,
the fuck
I
on.
would move on. That gives me piece of shit energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, in my head, I'm thinking this was like a 6 months or a year, and like there's been
Right.
time for real change to have happened in the relationship. This is no different than a man who can't deal with postpartum depression, in my opinion. It's the exact same feeling to me. Somebody said 2 weeks is so recent. You need to find. I guess I must have missed where they said 2 weeks. I don't know. The chat's moving, and I'm not reading everything. That's just a comment.
Yeah. 2 weeks is yesterday.
Yeah, it is.
Me thinking about 16-year-old me decades ago feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
For it to be 11 days ago and your man to go, I'm loving you less because this happened, fuck you.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. Jocelyn said, y'all once said about making a questionnaire for dating, y'all need to make a card game, a dating version and a married version. Cards of humanity, cards for humanity.
Cards Against Humanity?
But yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity, but for dating. My ex-husband would leave me alone if it's been over a week. I just don't get some of y'all's relationships.
I don't understand. Would leave me alone if it's been over a week? What does that mean?
I don't know, but either way, I mean, I was taking it with the previous conversation, but everybody keeps saying it was 11 days ago. It was 2 weeks ago. We just addressed that. Oh wait,
They might be
there's
lagging.
a delay. Yeah, I forgot about that. And Angelica also said, I took it as he is looking at her differently or almost down on her because of something that happened out of her control. See, and that's where I thought it went too.
Right, yeah.
But I thought it was because there was a change in their relationship because...
And there's been a long enough time for that change to be more of a solidified habit. 11 days ago.
Garrett said, I have to say from the guy's perspective, if he can't step up to the plate and get it together and can find reason to say things as such, move on. He ain't worth it. I agree.
He ain't worth it.
I agree. If he wanted to, you would.
No.
I have triggers. It's been years, but my husband is patient. If there's a nightmare and it takes me a minute to come back to reality because sometimes it feels real. Yeah, I think that there's a lot more. This is not an easy situation, and not not knowing that it was 11 days. Do you guys know about the eclipse happening on April 8th? Nope, didn't know there was an eclipse coming. In her super chat, he said to her that he loves her less because of it. That's a problem. Well, we have no context there.
Right. There needs to be an elaboration on everything. If they were here right now, I would ask him, what do you mean by love her less?
Right.
What does that mean?
Right.
Because I know what that means to me. It means that I am falling out of love with somebody. Are you falling out of love with this woman because she was sexually assaulted? Is that what you were saying to me right now?
Right.
And he'd probably go, no. Right. So elaborate.
I see, and I took that very differently.
Yeah.
I took that as things have changed in their relationship. She's obviously going through a healing phase and he can't handle it. Mm-hmm. Not everybody is meant to be a caretaker. Men are not very compassionate people, right? Like as a whole, we're generally fuck faces when people get hurt. We laugh about it. Like we have very dark humor. It's the way that we process things. We are not emotional like you guys are.
Yeah.
But in the scenario of all of this, I took that as she's probably not liking to be touched. There, she's processing a whole bunch of emotional things. It's changed the way that they work together.
I bet her body's still in fight or flight.
I bet it is at 11 days, but that wasn't known when we started talking about it. We have to have...
This is why we recommend emails.
And detail. Lots of fucking details.
Yeah. And this is why context matters, guys. So to jump on the hate train of a man who's cheated on his wife of 15 years... just because he purely cheated, well, you don't know the context that his wife has maybe been beating him. And he can't call the cops because he's going to be the one that's arrested and he's the sole provider for his family. If he doesn't go to work, they're going to lose everything.
Yeah. There's always what ifs.
Well, there's always context.
Right. Well, and somebody else just said, is he considering the essay as cheating? That would be a really fucked up thing.
Some people think that.
Yeah. Sydney Girl said, do you love her personality less? Do you love her less because her body has been violated? I've heard so many cases like that. I haven't, because I don't have conversations with people like this.
All right. Do you want to start wrapping it up?
Yeah, because I have to go live and I have to record with Mike in 30 minutes.
All right. I want to go get lunch and I have to get the kids.
Yep. All right, guys. With that being said, thank you for everybody who's jumped in here and stayed on here today. We have actually had a very good live. We had a lot of people. We still have 49 viewers on Twitch. Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. This has been fun. Oh, look, I can see it.
See
500 people on YouTube?
Yeah, still. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, we're still at 1.2 thousand on TikTok.
Love that shit. All right, guys. We will be live again on Sunday night. We have a really good episode dropping tomorrow night on our Patreon channel. If you haven't subscribed to that, I highly recommend that you check out Patreon. Get on that $15 tier.
Is that the wine secondary segment? It's fun.
Get on that $15 tier so you can get into Patreon, and we will be active over there. So we will see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys.